Welcome back to Nerd Wars, and you guessed it, Alyssa Mercante went and said something stupid.
I'm shocked.
She probably hadn't had any attention for a little while on social media. If you like seeing Alyssa get what she deserves, consider leaving a thumbs up and subscribing.
Only you can stop them.
From our good friends at That Park Place, no rest for the wicked CEO, Thomas Mahler teaches Kotaku senior editor Alyssa Mercante how making video games works after she attacked him as a, quote, dickhead.
Come fight me. Physically.
He literally pats her on the head at one point. It's adorable. So this all started when this broad wanted to try to get some attention by making a thread about how, yeah, everything in the gaming industry might be, destroyed, but it's not because of wokeness, we swear. And to show her credentials, she showed Ori and the Will of the Wisp. The problem with that, though, Thomas Mahler is based as fuck, or what used to just be called normal. So Thomas says, I'm the director behind both Ori games, and I don't know who you are, and how are you affiliated with Ori, you dumb broad? Why are you dragging me? But the nice way of saying it.
Well, the jerk store called. They're running out of you.
I worked with Xbox User Research, the URA for Global Publishing, for 2 years. Nice to meet you! Exclamation.
Who the fuck are you?
That could explain it. You dumb broad. I don't want to cause you any trouble. I just saw you posting that you worked on Ori and I had no idea who you are.
I don't even know who you are.
Since you're calling people names online, I thought it was important to inform people that you never actually worked for Moon Studios and that you didn't ever directly engage with anyone at Moon, you dumb broad. Always be nice to people, right? Even those you disagree with. BTFO'd. And then all the chuds started cheering, Mahler, Mahler, Mahler.
Who's laughing now?
And Alyssa Mercante said, followed by, you're a dickhead. She got the correct you're in there, didn't capitalize the Y, though. So Thomas's response was, I don't know who you are.
You will.
Ew, maybe you forgot. 0 punctuation, 0 capitalization. Editor, senior editor at Kotaku, games journalism. Maybe you forgot about this hit piece I wrote because I'm a games journalist. You had some crappy people work for you and they got their asses fired and then they went and cried to me so I could write a hit piece on you. Maybe you forgot.
Who hurt you? And why didn't it stick?
And then you took her to the woodshed. You're apparently a journalist from Kotaku. Definitely would argue he should put quotes around journalist. So I'm guessing you haven't worked in actual game development yet. Let me try to explain the thing you posted about, which I'm guessing was from that hit piece from a few years back. Yes, I'm guilty of what's stated in that image, and that's okay because this is the normal creative process. This is how video games get made, little games journalist.
You stupid motherfucker.
So just basic, we try to hire great people. With great talent comes lots of enthusiasm and passion, which absolutely leads to arguments because ultimately, everyone is working hard on getting their vision into the game. Obviously, that's how it works. Everyone's got a different idea of what's going on before it actually gets created, and everyone's trying to get their version of it in. And there's going to be differences. And then CEOs and game directors get to say, nah, this is how we're doing it. And then sometimes people's fifis get hurt, and then they go run off and cry to Alyssa Mercante. Basically, everyone gets to contribute, everyone gets to try to find the solution. It's a complex problem, needs complex solutions, a chaotic process, but a controlled chaos, correct? And yes, absolutely every now and then I have to put my foot down and set the direction, because I am the game director, you little games journalist.
Maybe say, we don't want you around if you're gonna be a cunt.
And ultimately, it's my responsibility to ensure that everyone knows where things are heading and that decisions get made. And sometimes that hurts little fifis. No, sometimes he makes a decision, they do some playtesting, and then they decide to change directions. It's called creating things. To me, all this is just how creative work happens. Yeah, sometimes you create things and then you just end up not using them. And you work hard on it, and you want it in there, it stinks. But that's just how it goes in team projects. And then this gets into the disgruntled employees who ran off to Alyssa Mercante. A few years back, we hired some folks that didn't really fit our culture, so we had to part ways with them, and then this article happened. Wasn't a great feeling to see some ex-Moon folks talk badly behind our backs, but ultimately, it just made it clear that these folks shouldn't have worked at Moon in the first place, and I hope they're happier now wherever they landed. They go out and help write a hit piece. It's like, I hope you're happier now. See?
The games industry is diverse naturally.
Not because anyone's making them be diverse.
I don't know why you're out here cursing out game developers and what your whole deal is. Oh, she's got a deal or two.
It's not even a great ass. It's a medium ass. It's not even that big.
It is a medium ass.
But I hope that gave you some insight into the creative process and its messiness and beauty.
And if you have a problem with that, come fight me. Physically. Bitch.
Has anyone taken you up on that yet?
No, because they're all pussies.
Yep.
I hope you have a nice day. Yours, Dickhead. Yes, that's so good. Thomas, man, you handled that perfectly. You will be hearing from Alyssa Mercante's lawyers now, though, because you have now officially harassed her.
Come fight me.
Let them fight.
You said her name, and now anytime anyone gets harassed, you are to blame for it. So, sued, definitely sued. Mercante did not respond. Her lawyers will shortly cease and desist. Thomas Mahler, how dare you say that about her? Mercante deserves to be treated with respect.
Maybe say, we don't want you around if you're going to be a cunt.
And then when I looked this guy up on Twitter, I was already following him, and I'm like, I thought I recognized him. The Witcher narrative director, Philip Weber, targets Moon Studio CEO Thomas Mahler, for calling out cancel culture and defending gamers fighting against woke ideology. All right, I'm liking this guy. Mahler. So he sent his response to a German gaming outlet called GameStar. I think it all makes sense, Maurice. This is basically a backlash against cancel culture and similar phenomena because everyone has had enough of that nonsense. Basically, Thomas had been told that cancel culture does not exist. He's making it up. I suggest you take a more nuanced view, especially since you position yourself as a journalist. Also should have quotes around it. Yeah, you often display a narrow-minded attitude and don't seem to question what's actually going on. Journalist. And that is something we should expect from a journalist, exclamation point.
I hate them.
Just because you personally haven't been affected by cancel culture doesn't mean there hasn't been a lot of foolishness happening, and it's still ongoing, and it's only a matter of time before it impacts you too. So maybe have some principles. Games journalist, have principles, yeah. And then he drops the whole quote of first they came for
murder. It was murder in there.
Instead of allowing artists to just be artists, Hollywood and most of the game developers on the West Coast have decided that it's appropriate to use films and video games as platforms to push their own political agenda. If you argue otherwise, I would expect a journalist like you to back it up with thorough research. Journalist. With Alyssa Mercante.
I want people in the industry to be a little bit louder about people being mean to other people and maybe say it's not a good thing. And if you have a problem with that, come fight me.
Oh, you're gonna smash that team. And then he basically goes full Gina Carano right here. Just goes like full rational BTFOsm. Literally calls him a dumb broad, but uses the word ignorance. Considerable amount of ignorance. Calls out the games journalist. Journalistic investigations. Too much work when the next clickbait article is due the next day. Sad thing is that young journalists like yourself never knew anything else. Basically, just concludes it with being based AF, which we used to just call normal. So I've already seen at least one person who bought Ori and the Blind Forest specifically because of this, and he's got another game coming out. If he keeps this up, I can't help but think this is going to do pretty okay. It doesn't take a lot to gain our support. Literally all you have to do is what we used to call be normal. And it usually financially works out a whole lot better than going woke and going broke.
That's a lot of damage. How about a little more?
Let me know down in the comments, is this the sort of stuff you want to be hearing from your game developers? And if this makes you more likely to buy a game from someone, consider leaving a thumbs up and subscribing. Who do you want to BTFO Alyssa Mercante next? BTFO sounds like something you'd have to pay to see her do on her OnlyFans. Thanks for watching, and please follow the algorithm on your way out and support the channel by becoming a YouTube member.